Live from SEC Media Days right here at the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Dave Hooker with Amanda LaFratta. We're joined by a very special guest. It is ESPN's Peter Burns. Peter, how are you, sir?
I'm good outside of this weird mustache that I've been rocking all week long. So,
Well, if this was just radio and we weren't streaming, I would.
I was kind of hoping you guys weren't. At that point, it was just radio.
So,
we'd be in good shape.
Well, so tell me about the stash. I like it. You're rocking the stash.
So this horrible fashion mistake was made by myself on Monday of this week for Media Days for my show. I said, let's do a kind of an homage to Top Gun, and we'll do what every single SEC coach's call sign would be, like Maverick and Goose and something like that. So I was like, all right, well, I'll wear this. I hadn't shaved for like 3 weeks. So I was like, I'll just, not shave the mustache part and it'll be fine. I'll shave it after the show. And I woke up that morning and I shaved and I had no idea it was like this aggressively bad. And then now like they've goaded me. They're like, oh, you've got to wear it the whole entire week. So my wife's not exactly the happiest of campers that I have it, but she's ready for it to be gone already. We'll put it that way.
I like it. I think you're
Dave,
rocking
I appreciate that.
Yes, you look fantastic. Peter, as far as the SEC East, I think that's the most interesting topic in SEC Media Days. I think that Georgia is number one. Mm-hmm. After that, how do you see the conference shaking out?
I mean, to me, when I look at what teams I get excited about, it honestly, I'm almost more excited to talk about Tennessee football right now than I am anybody else in the East, because I feel like I know what Georgia's going to be, right? I feel like the offense is going to be pretty good. Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers were so fantastic. Stetson coming back. I don't think they take a lot of chances. I think their defense moves a little bit farther back. But I want teams that I don't feel like I know really what's going to happen. And anything can happen with Tennessee right now. Josh Heupel was so damn fun to watch this first year because the offense got rolling. It was fun. Like, I have Vol fans that I hadn't heard from in like 6-7 years. It'd be like, we're back. This is fun. Like, this is what fun football looks like. But my question is, like, what's the defense going to look like? And I've got some friends that work in that football facility, and it's been tough over the last 4 or 5 years for a bevy of different reasons. And this is the first time that when I call and make phone calls down in Knoxville, it's like, this is really fun. And I don't know, that excites me, because that's just one of these programs that, like, when Tennessee football is good, like, all of college football is really good.
It's a good sign that you're talking to people behind the scenes that are.
Yeah, and trust me, these are people that have told me when it's like, bro, I might need to get out of here. Like, it is not a good situation. These are the same people that be like, you wouldn't understand night and day. And that's a credit to scoring points. It's a credit to what Heupel has built. And it's a credit to guys like Hendon Hooker. I mean, the fact that Joe Milton came in, was a starter, got the job taken away from him because Hendon was so good, and Joe's still there. I mean, that tells you all you need to know about this Vols program, that it's like, I like what's happening here. And I think in the world of transfer portals and guys just like wanting to go out immediately, that tells you something about the program.
So I know that at Tennessee, there's been some cultural issues with past coaches. There's been some, not exactly in touch with their team or the players on their team. How has that changed, do you feel like? Because you said you have people that are there.
Yeah.
Have they commented on any of Josh Heupel's changes around?
Yeah, I think what it was that it felt real and genuine, and it didn't feel like, for them, and that's not really necessarily a knock of Pruitt or a knock against Butch Jones, who was there before, that it just felt like things are easy. And I don't mean easy like they're not challenged. It's just like everybody kind of gets along and everybody's kind of, hey, this is what we're doing. We're all going in the same direction. And that's when you get excited about a program, is not necessarily the recruiting classes, but when you hear what's going on behind the scenes, right? And that's when you realize, you're like, all right, there's positive things that are happening around the program. So again, I think the third best team in the SEC right now in the SEC, not just the East, could very well be Tennessee because of that offense. I mean, I remember when Josh got there, I was like, he should totally do the exact same thing that Lane Kiffin did at Oxford, which is try to score a bajillion points the first year, and you'll worry about the defense later. And guess what? Everybody loved Lane Kiffin's first year at Ole Miss. It wasn't a very good year, but we remember it as like, oh, it's just fun because they scored a bunch of points. That's kind of what's happening with Josh right here in this first year. And if they can get the defense figured out, why can't they upset some people? I think that makes it fun.
So when it comes to the Heisman, there's a lot of talk about it. Obviously, Alabama's Bryce Young won it last year. Will
Sure.
Anderson is in the hunt. How do you think Hendon Hooker plays into that? Do you think he has a chance?
Well, sure, because he plays in an offense that's going to allow it. And I think that's why guys want to come play at Tennessee right now, because it's like, listen, we're going to throw the ball around. We're going to score a bunch of points. Do you want to be a part of it and put up some numbers? Yes. So you almost in the qualifying world of, are you going to get enough opportunities to do that? He absolutely is going to do it. The question is, does he have a wide receiver core around him, right? Does he have an offensive line that's going to keep him 100% healthy? That I don't know. But, I've already circled. That game against Pittsburgh, which they should have won last year, I'm so intrigued by that game coming up, because it really is a make or break game for not only just Pittsburgh, but the ACC, but for what Josh wants to do there at Rocketown.
Peter, I know you got another one to get to. We appreciate you making time for us on Radio Row, and have a great season.
I'm fired up, and if I wear this mustache any longer and I get yelled at, I'm going to blame you, Dave.
That is so awesome. I think you're so good looking.
Nope, I disagree with them. No offense to you, but I agree with your wife.
Thank you.
Wholeheartedly, your wife has my support.
You're calling me ugly to my face, and I appreciate it.
I'm not
just joking. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Peter Burns of ESPN.
Nice to meet you.
His appearance is brought to you. Peter's nice enough to join us. We can drop his video. His appearance is brought to you by our friends at Big Orange Phillies. Go to Big Orange Phillies for the quick bites. They have got them right there. If you're listening around the lunch hour, they will take care of you. They've got fantastic food, cold from the fridge, or you can go hot food from the counter. And also, don't forget that casual shouldn't mean stale. That's Big Orange Phillies, right downtown Halls. It is on Maynardville Pike. Great place for North Knoxville. More after this from SEC Media Days. This is a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.